blood, coated my mouth before my body hit the floor. His fist's impact still rang in my head as my shoulder popped out of its socket. I can still feel the carpet fibers press against my face, soaked dark, and the metallic taste of iron on my tongue. My brother-in-law stood above me, chest heaving, eyes full of rage. My sister didn't scream. She didn't move. She folded her arms and said, "Cold as stone, you should have signed a mortgage." That was her response to my shattered body, not pity, not fear, just cold calculation. I dragged myself to my parents' door with one arm useless and blood streaking my shirt, pleading for help. My father froze. My mother sobbed. Then everything went black. When I came to, the police were already there. Even they weren't ready for what they uncovered. My sister had been my protector once. As kids, she chased off bullies, bandaged my knees, and whispered that she'd always be there. I believed her. When she married him, I convinced myself he'd guard her like she had guarded me. He smiled like a gentleman, gave me a firm handshake, and said, "Family means everything." I trusted him. I trusted her. That's why betrayal cuts the deepest. It comes from the people you die for, not your enemies. It began small. He'd make jokes about money at family dinners, about how well I had it with my job, my savings, my discipline. My sister laughed too loudly. Then the request began. A small loan, then a bigger one, then asking me to guarantee the mortgage. Their tone turned heavier when I refused. "Your blood," my sister snapped. "If you love me, you'll do this." But love and debt are different things. I said no. Smiles disappeared. Tension thickened. Then the assault, my punishment for standing my ground. Pain taught me clarity. Lying in that hospital bed with my arm in a sling and my jaw half-wired shut, I realized two things. They thought I was weak, and they had no idea how dangerous quiet could make me. I didn't shout for justice. I didn't rant to anyone. I listened. I learned while my wounds closed. I gathered their papers, their lies, their trail. I collected everything. His business ledgers, her credit files, the fabrications they fed my parents. Their fragile setup was held together by loans, fraud, and fear. I didn't want revenge born of fury. I wanted it executed with precision. Step 1, silence. I stopped arguing. I stopped resisting. I let them believe I was broken. People let their guard down when they think you've surrendered. Step 2, infiltration. I followed his shady deals, kickbacks, fake invoices, debts hidden under forged signatures. I hoarded evidence like treasure, tucking it where only I could reach. Step 3, the trap. I went to my parents calm, hurt but steady, and laid out every document, every proof of how my sister and her husband had been bleeding them dry. The shock in my father's eyes wounded me more than my broken bones. I didn't stop there. I sent the files to the bank, the tax office, and the police. Not a single strike, a storm from every angle. I made sure every domino was aligned. Then I watched them tumble. When it all collapsed, I was there. I walked into their house without knocking. My sling was gone. My body had mended, but my presence still unsettled him. He sat at the table with bills scattered like shrapnel. My sister's phone buzzed nonstop. Creditors, lawyers, investigators. He looked up at me with bloodshot eyes. "You did this," he spat. I didn't deny it. I only stood there, composed. My sister's voice cracked. "Why? You're my brother." I leaned in so she could read every scar on my face, every memory of that night. "You broke that bond the moment you left me bleeding for a signature." Then the knock came, not gentle. The police barged in, papers in hand. Charges read aloud. Fraud, assault, embezzlement. Their faces showed something other than anger, realization. They weren't untouchable. Their empire turned to ash. As handcuffs closed around him, my brother-in-law cursed. My sister just stared at me, hollow-eyed, finally seeing what I had become. I didn't grin as they led him away. I didn't revel while she begged for mercy. Revenge isn't about gloating. It's about restoring balance. That night, I sat quiet, bandages still faint on my skin, watching their house across the street go dark for the last time. People asked later if I regretted it, if I felt guilt for tearing my sister's life apart. Guilt belongs to those who strike first. I only finished what they had started, and in the stillness of my thoughts, one truth beat like a second heart. They thought blood made me weak, but blood is what made me ruthless.